Good morning. I'm going to keep it brief today. Hope everybody's well. In fact, I want to talk about feeling stuck. This is something I hear a lot. People often say to me, I feel stuck, and no matter what I do, nothing is changing. Something is missing in my life. I'm not feeling as happy, as joyful, as fulfilled as I want. Just something is in my way. I can't quite put my finger on it. And I have already tried everything. And then when I ask them, what do you mean? Morning. Did you break down? Did you break down? Oh, just break. Enjoy. Whoop, leave it, Gunny. Yeah, when I ask them, what have you done? What have you tried? They will say, let's cross the street. Something like, I've read all the self-development books. I have read self-help. I've done the courses, the classes. Therapy, meditation, medication, all kinds of things. And they still feel like the problem is still there. Something, feels like something's hanging over them. Things like Reiki, all kinds of self-help practices. And that's when I will explain to them, I said those modalities really are wonderful and they can help a lot. And yet many of them really only just scratch the surface. And if you are still stuck, that means this problem is not on the surface. It's deeper. It's in your subconscious. So for example, talk therapy or really any kind of psychology, going to a psychologist, psychotherapist, or even a talk therapist, cognitive, very often there's a lot of talk about the problem, right? And a diagnosis and a label and investigating why is it a problem and all of that. But if there never is any talk about solution, how could we possibly find out and really get to what the person actually wants, which is often they want to be more confident, they want to be happier, more fulfilled, have more inner peace, right? And so I explained to them, I said, look, the subconscious is what keeps, first of all, the subconscious is what controls 95% of our life. 95%. So if we don't go looking there, how could we? In fact, the subconscious controls our emotions, our behaviors, our decisions, our triggers, our automatic responses. You know what I mean? And so therefore, if you are not feeling like yourself, or you're stuck, or you want to be happier, then we have to go at the subconscious level. And that's when we can cut out all the BS. That's when we can go really deep. Because at the end of the day, what I often find is that, just to explain it in a nutshell, is that often we hold within, unbeknownst to us, things like negative emotions from the past. Sometimes we hold on to anger or guilt or regret or shame, not realizing that's what we're doing. And yet that's what causes us to feel heavy and lack of energy. Have you ever told yourself, I don't understand, I had a great night's sleep and I should feel so good, I should feel so energized, but I'm lagging, I feel lazy, I feel tired. And it's not due to age, which, by the way, that's a good excuse. Age has nothing to do with it, right? How to come out of social anxiety. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for this amazing question. Right. Anxiety is another. In fact, I have an entire program, my Anxiety Freedom Accelerator program for that. We got to go beyond the surface. We can't just talk about, so often people are told, oh, positive thinking, you got to change your mindset, you have to meditate, you have to visualize, you have to read all these books. And the truth is, no, you have to work with your subconscious to understand and identify why does a person have anxiety. And very often it's rooted in an experience that happened most likely way before you were even 7 years old. And that experience can be the cause for social anxiety, for example. Right? So when we help you resolve those negative emotions that we hold on to and even the limiting beliefs. So many people really truly believe I'm not good enough. That's a very common belief. And even something like anxiety, right? Nobody would know a person has it because it's not obvious. It's not like it's written on our forehead. And people will push through their day and smile through their day and pretend everything's fine and pretend they're confident when deep down they're really suffering and hurting. And again, it's not like they haven't sought out help. But this is when it's time to get to the subconscious level to help you, because often people are stuck because there is a lot of bottled up stress on top of their confidence, on top of their, happiness, so to speak. And when we work at that level, we can help you lift all of that darkness, all of that heaviness that has been sort of dooming and glooming over you. And like I said, so many people don't even know consciously. They just know that something is off. They're not feeling their best self. So this is a very, again, you're not alone, very common feeling. Same exact thing with depression, believe it or not. And thank you for that question. What's the matter, Gunny? Let's go. It's really hot here today. Anyhow, listen, if you want to continue this conversation, so again, if you are feeling stuck, which again is not even a medical term, but I hear this every day. I help professionals go from stuck to unstoppable in as fast as humanly possible, especially if they have already tried everything. That's usually when they come to me and they're like, Susan, you're my last resort. I'm like, I know, I got you, because this is actually going to work and you're going to feel so much better in a short time. Like when I say short time, like within 2 sessions. So many people, for example, will say to me, I've had a lifelong fear of speaking. And yet now their life depends on it professionally, right? They have to speak confidently and get on stage and lead their team and all those things. And within 2 sessions, they go to the boardroom, they're like, I got this, I feel amazing, I actually have no problem speaking. And so that's what I mean by fast. So this is not about decades of talk therapy and having to climb a mountaintop and meditate or join a retreat for 3 weeks and chant and pray and hope and wish and dream. And this is very, we're gonna get right to the core, we're gonna get the job done, you're gonna feel better in a short time, and you'll be so happy you did it. Here's the other scolding that I get, as if it's my fault. Susan, why didn't anybody tell me? I should have done this much sooner. I don't understand. As if it's my fault. Well, this is why I go live a lot, to share with you people that this is available, this is out there. You don't need to spend a lifetime suffering, and no, it's not karma, and no, you're not being punished. And I've heard it all before. And even if it is karma, so what? You have the power to change this. You have the power to fix this. You have the power to feel better. You have the power to overcome social anxiety, depression, and everything else you want. No, this is not a life sentence. Nope, you don't have to put up with this for the rest of your life. No, this is just, hi. Anyhow, this is a no. And we can turn it into a yes. Got it? Good. It's really not that difficult. It's just, listen, you're not feeling better because nobody has given you the tools that actually work. It's as plain and simple as that. And when you apply these tools, you will be delighted to see how easy it is, how gentle, how kind. Yes, we're talking about hypnotherapy, obviously, but keep in mind, I am not speaking for all of hypnotherapy because everybody works different. I am speaking on behalf of my system, which my specialty, again, is not only helping people overcome anxiety, but helping professionals go from stuck to unstoppable as fast as humanly possible, even after they have already tried everything. And it always starts with a free consultation. So if you want to continue talking to me, feel free to reach out. Sorry, a lot of traffic here. And let's have a conversation. You can ask me all the questions and I will ask you all the questions. Get ready to be quizzed. Just kidding. But seriously, let's have a sit down where you can take some time for yourself and figure out what's really going on, and we'll help you get to the other side as fast as possible. That's the best part if you ask me. Have an amazing day. Love you all so much. Thanks for being here. And remember, no need for suffering. Only need for living it up, like big time. All right? This is supposed to be about love and life and joy. and happiness and experiencing and learning and living and growing and expanding, right? Not suffering. Anyhow, I'll see you soon. How do we turn this off? Here we go.